Hello, it's Amalia and Alana again. Look at these very sexy coveralls I'm wearing. Look at this. Hilarious. I'm dressed as a construction worker today. And Alana's just dressed like herself. She didn't dress
I'm always dressed like
this. So
I got this sweet anime long shirt.
oh yeah, look at that.
She's smoking
What?
a cigarette.
Yeah, she's always smoking cigarettes. Alright, anyway, to the video. So today I'm going to talk about something called the Kula Ring. And a man who hid being a racist for his entire life. So there was this chain of islands that participated in an exchange where it was a ring of islands, and each month, I think it was like every month, they would trade with each other in a weird way where like this island passes all their treasure to this island, and meanwhile the island over here passes all their treasure to this island. So it's like a ring. It goes around and around. And then the next month this island has this island's treasure and they go to this island. And like, but there's no profit motive. So all Europeans are like, what the fucking bunch of savages? They don't understand capitalism. I'm like, what kind of idiot would just do that? Like that doesn't make any sense to the Europeans. Like, they're like, no, everything's about profit. So, like, these savage natives, like, when people would ask them, like, oh, so this guy named Malinowski, who is the hidden racist, was an anthropologist who got stuck there either during World War I or World War II, I can't remember. And he was, like, kind of an asshole. Like, he would be like, hey, female savage, tell me about your menstrual cycle. And these savages had like hospitality rules. So instead of just like killing him, they're like, okay, have this house and live here because you're a guest. And then he was like, why do you guys do this Kula Ring thing? And then everybody's like, well, I want that thing. And then from the other island. And then he's like, and the next month he's like, well, you said you wanted that thing. Why are you passing it to the next island? And he's like, because now I want this bracelet. And then the next month they would be like, I thought you loved that bracelet. What? You're trading it? You're trading to the next island? Well, now I want this choker. Like, so Malinowski's like, what the fuck are you doing, you crazy fucking savages? So he came up with this idea that it was still a functional thing because it kept the islands from going to war with each other. Whereas the islands that didn't participate in the Kula Ring, they would like go to war with the Kula Ring guys all the time. So all the islands that participate in the Kula Ring, it's a functional system because it keeps them in contact and keeps them from having wars with each other in this ring of islands. And Malinowski was like, see, it is functional, like once he got back to Europe or the United States or wherever he was from. He's like, it is functional because it keeps them from going to war with each other. Everybody's like, Malinowski, you're fucking crazy. And he's like, no, really. Like, listen to me. But then he died later, and his wife published his, like, journals or something. And in his journals, he's like, these bunch of savages are dirty, and they're horrible. And, like, he never published that. Like, his wife was like, I'm going to publish all these bad things he said about the savage natives that he was studying. So he's kind of a weird figure because he hid the fact that he was totally racist for his entire life and, like, promoted the fact that the savages weren't stupid and they were actually doing something functional. But in his private diary, he's like, I hate these fucking savages. They're disgusting and dirty. Like,
it's good he kept it to himself.
I know, he kept it to himself. What a great guy. Like, he was like, I can't say this out loud. I'm going to write it in my diary.
Too bad his
wife
outed him or something.
I'm like, like, I wonder why his wife did that. That's kind of weird. Because, like, if I was his wife, I'd be like, whoa, look at these diaries. I'm gonna burn these in the fireplace. Like, this is terrible. It's just gonna ruin my husband's name. Maybe she, like, hated him or something. I don't know. Or she was like, the world needs to know. The world needs to know that he was actually a racist. Like, that story doesn't make a lot of sense to me. It makes even less sense than the Kula Ring. I'm like, why did he publish his journals? Like, it's kind of weird, wifey. Anyway, that's the end of this transmission.